It's your first day at a new office. You're wearing your best shirt, carrying a brand new notebook, and silently praying that you don't spill coffee on either. You step in, people are typing, phones are ringing, someone's getting their caffeine dose at the coffee machine. You smile, no one notices. You clear your throat. Still, nothing. Suddenly you feel like that kid who bought a weird lunch to school and now you're wondering, should I just have stayed at home and eaten Maggie? But here's the thing, every single person in that office, they've been you at some point. Awkward, new, and just looking for someone to say, hey, come and sit with us. Today's episode is all about that moment. How to break the ice without breaking into a sweat. How to go from, who's that new person, to, hey, grab lunch with us. Hey everyone, welcome back to Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips, the podcast where we make communication easier, better, and yes, way more fun. I'm your host Sarika Singh, and today's episode is all about that ever so dreaded moment when you step into the new office. Wow! So, to make you win new friends and colleagues, today I've got some super special tips backed by research and real-world examples. So I hope you've grabbed your favorite coffee or tea and maybe a notepad to scribble some quick notes. And let's get moving. In any office, everyone has already formed their groups. You know the ones, the lunch buddies, the meeting squad, and who's that new person crowd? So when you walk in, you're basically entering into a high school cafeteria where you're trying to figure out where to sit. Only this time, the stakes feel a little higher. So how do you get noticed for all the right reasons? How do you break the ice without feeling like you're awkwardly tapping your foot while everyone stares at you? Let's learn and master 3 smart strategies that'll help you get on your feet in no time. Without much ado, let's come to the strategy number 1. Studies have shown that non-verbal cues, especially facial expressions, are some of the quickest ways to form first impressions. Research from UCLA found that 55% of communication is non-verbal. That's more than half. And of that, your facial expressions contribute significantly. Now I know what you're thinking. Sarika, you can't be serious. A smile? That's it? But trust me, there's more than just showing off your pearly whites. A smile is free, requires zero preparation, and sends a positive vibe absolutely instantly. Have you ever tried to hold a pencil in your teeth? Because researchers have proven that intentionally exercising your zygomaticus major muscle and orbicularis oculi muscle, I hope I'm pronouncing them correctly, they can actually make us feel better. How? It's like holding a pencil with your teeth and simply smiling. If you smile at someone, chances are he will smile back. Because it's very difficult to keep a long face when you look at somebody who's smiling at you. Smiling is contagious. You smile, I smile. It's actually true. So when you smile, you're not just signaling happiness. You're sending a message of openness, of approachability. And people want to approach you. When they feel like you're easy to talk to, it's like opening a door to a new friendship. According to another study from the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology, when people smile, they are perceived as more trustworthy and also more likable. So the next time you walk into that office, make eye contact, flash a friendly smile, just watch because ice is gonna start to crack. Let's go on to this technique number 2 in the next leg. Now that you have smiled, you've taken the first step towards building that virtual bridge. It's time to move on that bridge. Suppose you walk to someone you've exchanged a smile with and you say, "Hi, I'm Sarika. What's your name?" That's not really a conversation, is it? It's more like a one-word answer factory. They'll say their name and they'll shut up. Here is the rescue in form of technique number 2. Research from the University of Chicago backs this up. The technique is called the art of asking open-ended questions, because that gets your conversation flowing. When you ask open-ended questions, questions that cannot be answered with a simple yes or no or one-word answers, you're opening up a world of possibilities for connection. And that's exactly what you want when you're breaking the ice in a new office. So instead of saying, "Hi, I'm Sarika, what's your name?" you say, "Hi, I'm Sarika, glad to meet you." And with that open arm gesture, you wait for him to fill in his name. Once he's said his name, now is your chance to ask an open-ended question. What do you enjoy most about working here? Or how did you get into this industry? It's giving the other person a more meaningful conversation to engage in. So, the key is about asking about something that the other person feels passionate about or has some experience in. So he feels more confident in striking a meaningful conversation with you. In fact, asking the right open-ended questions can help you build rapport in less than 10 minutes. Believe you me, people are much more likely to bond with someone who shows genuine interest in their experiences. The trick is to actively listen. Keyword being actively. So actively listen to their responses, even if they're talking to somebody else. Now, you're already on your way to establishing a connection. You're walking well on that bridge. I've saved my favorite strategy for the end, like always. Now you're trying to build a connection, right? A genuine one, a long-term one. And building a connection is all about discovering comfort in something that you both like. It could be a shared hobby, mutual interest, or even a love for the same Netflix show. Why does this matter? Research says that shared interests can significantly ease social interactions, and they can help new relationships flourish. There's a fisherman's friend study analyzed by Oxford University, Dr. Robin Darbar. It revealed that people who find common ground during initial conversations feel more comfortable, and they're more likely to want to work together in the future. The key word being want to work. People also tend to build the strongest friendships with those they believe to be most similar to themselves. So if you have similar interests, that means there are some ways where you are similar. And that's a good reason for a strong friendship. It's confirmed that 44% respondents felt holding similar values was important for friendship, and 26% said it is driven by similar interests and similar activities. Now, I know it's not easy to find out that perfect common interest right away, but observe. Pay attention to those little details. That's why I said earlier, listen actively. Maybe a colleague has a book on their desk. Notice it. A band poster on the wall. Or they're constantly talking about their dog. This is your chance to jump in and say something like, "Oh, I love that book too," in case you do. "And I'm a huge dog lover." I could always say that. It's about showing you're engaged in their world. And that's what is going to build rapport and trust. And that's essential when you're trying to create a more comfortable, open environment. The more you connect over shared interest, the faster you'll break the ice. Alright, let's quickly recap the 3 research-backed ways to break the ice at your new office. Number 1, smile. Because a genuine smile can immediately make you seem approachable and friendly. Remember, more than half the communication is non-verbal, so make that first impression count. Number 2, ask open-ended questions. Because you want to get the conversation flowing. It's all about showing curiosity and interest in others. And number 3, find common ground. Look for shared interests and use them to create deeper connections with your coworkers, your colleagues. We all humans crave connection. We are wired for it. Friends aren't just nice to have, they're the fuel that keeps us going. They boost our bodies, sharpen our minds, soothe our souls. And one of the most overlooked places to build these life-boosting bonds is right under our noses, at work. The workplace isn't just about emails and deadlines and endless meetings. It's also where friendships bloom, laughter echoes, and support systems quietly form. When we find our tribe at work, everything changes. Motivation soars, we stress less, and the feeling of belongingness kicks in big time. It's not just about doing the job. It's about doing life together. Now you must be thinking, okay, Sarika, these are great tips, but what if I mess it up? Hey, that's okay. Everyone's been there. I've been there. You don't need to be perfect. Just be real. And honestly, people respect authenticity over perfection. So I've learned it. Don't sweat it. Communication is a skill you can get better at the more you practice. The more ice you break, the easier it gets. You can have some awkward moments, but that's okay. We all have them. The key to breaking the ice in a new office is being genuine, being approachable, and being proactive. It might feel a little awkward at first, but as you use these techniques, you'll warm up the room and those ice cubes will start to melt. The next thing you know, you'll be making friends, building networks, and getting ahead in your career just because you broke the ice with a smile and a genuine conversation. I hope you found these tips helpful, and I hope you feel little bit more confident stepping into that new office environment. As always, if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit subscribe, rate the podcast, and share it with anyone who might need a little ice-breaking help. Follow me on Insta at Communicate101 if you love hacks and strategies about communication. I'd love to help skill up your communication skills. I'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, go out there and communicate. Try the strategies we talked about today. Thank you for listening to this episode of Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips with Sarika Singh. If you want to be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow the podcast. I'll be back to share more stories, more life experiences, and more communication tips every Friday. If you want to reach me or connect with me, just put your comments in the comment box below or mail me at info@sarikasingh.in. I know you're going to rate and review this podcast, so a big thank you in advance. Stay tuned and think about what we talked today.